Were you when you got into it? You're a black belt now, won world championships at brown and blue and whatnot. Just take us back and let me know how you got into the sport.
Originally, I got into the sport. I was taking a free Jiu-jitsu open mat, and about 3 people showed up, and there's this short, little stocky guy. I think he was Filipino, and he didn't look athletic at all, but I had done maybe 2 seasons of wrestling back in the day, back in high school, and I'm a really competitive person, and he just mopped the floor with me. So you could imagine, like, let's say you go to the mall and you see the least athletic person you've ever seen, and with a certain set of skills, he could kick your ass. Yeah. So, that's jiu-jitsu, and I've been searching for that guy ever since.
How old were you at that point when you first started?
I think I started at 30.
Okay, so not a young buck by any means, but you got into the sport at 30. You're now a black belt. How have you seen the sport progress throughout the years? You're now how old?
I'm 37 now.
So how have you seen it progress over the last 7 years?
Oh man, it's jiu-jitsu. It's in its infancy. It's a baby, right? So like you look at karate, taekwondo, all the other like traditional martial arts, and I did taekwondo for a year, and I evolved enough not to be in it anymore. But I mean that's just whatever. But you can see positions they change. Jiu-jitsu from 3 years ago isn't the jiu-jitsu now. So it's like, it's crazy. It's consistently growing. It's consistently growing. It's becoming now what it wasn't. It's like, this is jiu-jitsu. You look 5 years ago and they're like, oh, 50-50. That's a controversial position. Yeah. It's just a stalling position. Now it's a transitional position. And
well, Ryan Hall's pulling it off on The Ultimate Fighter. I mean, it's being used in MMA as well, which is something that no one thought would be used in MMA.
Yeah, he saw it coming. He's obviously, to say, like, he has like a good amount of foresight, and that's one person that has, like, he's a lot of, he wasn't playing just, he was playing that position, and even at that time, he was playing that position and finishing from that position. Granted, it was in no-gi, but it's not like it was a stall position, and that was maybe 6 or 7 years back from this point when people were like, yeah, it's just the stall position. So, that's someone that's ahead of the curve, and you really have to, like, man, those are people that are like groundbreaking, and those are the interesting people.
I mean, in your own mind, you've obviously come up with a game plan for yourself that works very well. Has it changed much from blue to brown? Say I won like a blue belt worlds, and I had really found my game at that point, right? And then I just keep playing with random things, and I didn't win purple belt worlds. And then I kept playing with other random games when I was at brown belt, and then I still didn't really find my game when I was at brown belt. And the funny thing was, I kind of, when I was at brown belt, I was at least at brown belt worlds, I felt like I had lost my game. But what I did was I reverted back to my blue belt game. Really?
Yeah, because man, there was like a point right before, maybe like a week before blue belt worlds, where I was like telling someone, I was like, man, this is the game. That's exactly that. That's the exact game. That's your A game. That's the game that's gonna fit, and that you have like a bulletproof game. And the funny thing was, I just reverted back to it, and
wound up working out.
Yeah.
So is the goal moving forward obviously black belt worlds, or are there other goals down the road that you want to progress to?
Oh, you have to have like many goals in life, but I usually don't verbalize exactly what I want.
Now, seminars are something that I've seen on your Facebook page that you're loving doing. What about these seminars, and
coming up to Canada here for this one. You're traveling all over the place to do seminars. What about seminars holds dear to your heart?
Some of the people, like today I was at Apex Jiu-Jitsu, like, man, there's this one guy, David, he was catching the technique like he was one of my training partners, like, you know, learning with me every day. Like something like that, when you see someone who has like a real mind for the sport, that's cool. You know, meeting new people. I'm a real social person, so I like meeting people, traveling, contacts, stuff like that.
So
also, you know, sorry to interrupt, but you know, like sharing my jiu-jitsu, you know, you don't want to bottle stuff up. You kind of want to spread the word, and it, you know, that's a beautiful thing.
So being that you're at black belt, who are some guys that you look up to still at this point in your career?
Mainly my coach, just Cobrinha, and you know, he's a real scientist, and you know, you watch him and you just learn things, and this guy's got a variation for the variation that you thought was the, you know, what you thought was the end. It's a